It's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, and we're about 25 minutes into the market open here in the US, and I've got NIO Stock on screen. We had the pre-market sell-off, perhaps some high-frequency preset algorithms trading, not just NIO, but a lot of the market looked like that. And then at market open, we had the sell-off for NIO Stock. Here's the volume so far, coming up on a little ways away from 8 million shares traded within this first half hour. And by the way, the last video I did, I talked about the only day in this year of 2026 where we've had 100 million share trade volume. And it came when NIO announced the news, basically the teaser about profitability. By the way, next week will be earnings and they will report and share the news on that profitability. So the close from the day before they dropped that news was at $4.44. I believe the low on that day was $4.38. And even today at the low, what was it here? At least since the market's been open, $4.46. So still didn't quite get to that $4.44 level. And so just with one day of volume, this was the move that was pretty much maintained until now. But let me show you the SPY, also. Since I had it queued up, I wanted you to see the pre-market. Again, this is when I see stuff like that and it's a bunch of different tickers, it just makes me wonder if there are preset algos that just trade this stuff. And I wonder when they set them, I wonder when that part happens, if that's what's going on. But anyway, I wanted to show both of those. And this is actually the perfect day for me to do this video, because my view and selection of NIO as an IDE comes with it a couple of things. An IDE is an innovative-driven enterprise, and these companies have a lot of investment, heavy investment that they have to do. And once they become profitable and essentially crush the bear or the short thesis, that's when the stock prices have historically really taken off. And I wanted to show you this. And let's take NIO as an example and then compare it to these tickers, because for example, NIO, it's been traded not quite 8 full years here in the US market, so 7 to 8 years. And now let's look at some of these other IDEs and what was going on with them. The white lines represent FTDs. To me, that's just a really powerful indicator of the short thesis being in play and perhaps even manipulation going on. So from 2010, if we fast forward to 2017 or 18, let's just pick a random, let's just pick this one because it is easy to see. About $21 was where the share prices were trading at that time for Tesla. And you see that once it became profitable and was included in the S&P 500, that's when it made its really, really big, powerful moves to the upside. How about Nvidia? Nvidia, dating back to 2007, again, we see a lot of the white lines and a very depressed yellow, which is the price. And let's see, about 7 or 8 years forward would be roughly in here. Let's say 2025 random date here, 51 cents, 52 cents for Nvidia. How about Amazon? And again, what you'll notice, well, what I hope you'll notice is each of these, I'm going to go back and show you this. This is the price action in the last 4 or 5 years for Tesla. This is the price action in the last 4-ish years, let's say, for Nvidia. This is the price action for Amazon in the last 5-6 years. But over here, if we go back to 2007, which is the oldest data we have with the FTDs, and the white lines, obviously, the depressed yellow or price. And let's fast forward to 2014, 2015, and pick a random about $17 was where Amazon was trading. How about Netflix? Netflix, again, very, very heavy with the white lines, the deluge of FTDs. This is dating back to 2007. If we fast forward about 7-8 years, just pick this area right in here, about $10 a share for Netflix. Once again, you see over the last several years, price really took off. And I think one of the things is the bear thesis is so heavy on these companies because they're very disruptive and they have heavy, intense investment to prove out and get to the point where they can then experience explosive growth. So now let's look at NIO and talk about it. Now, there are a couple of things that are different about NIO, but let's just look at roughly from the 2018 to present. Where are we trading right now? About $4.50 as of me recording this. And again, this is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, 1 week before NIO is going to announce the first quarter of profitability. Here's the thing that stands out to me the most. NIO, at an earlier stage, before being profitable, made a move that none of those other stocks made. And that makes me so curious about what we're going to see once NIO comes in with not just a quarter profitability, although I am curious what we'll see after that happens, but after they announce their first full year of profitability. And I think this year they have a shot at it, 2026. Now that means they probably won't report it if they become profitable for full year in 2026 until March of 2027. So that's really when I think, and that's why this time frame from now until then is just so interesting, exciting, compelling to me, despite or in spite of what otherwise seems like very boring price action with the stock. And so that's why I want to share this data. And it was the perfect day with NIO down and down from right away. By the way, please look at the bottom of the screen and subscribe, follow, and click the notification bell because this is a real issue. It is a recurring issue. And I'm going to explain and give you an example right here. This is the video that I posted on this platform. And it's the last video that hey, NIO San Fran, it's the last one that I posted. And only 720 views according to this. I actually was doing a recording earlier for this same video, and one that I didn't end up uploading. And I have to look back because I might have caught something very suspicious happening in real time on screen, not unlike when I caught the DoD release that has since not, been pulled and not released again. Anyway, this is the comparison though. And I want you to see, this is the video that I dropped 2 days ago. Here's the difference in what I did with this one is it was moving very slowly. It was not getting the views, kind of like the one I just showed you, until I did this. I did it 3 times, and that brought more views and seemed to, I guess, overcome the challenges of that thing that's at the bottom of the screen that I have there. And here's the other thing as to why you should subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I've been thinking about it, and I'm gonna, I don't mind when trolls come through and drop comments. Sometimes I have fun engaging, and but there's never really any actual dialogue that takes place, and so there's no real value coming from it. And I don't want my time wasted, or you, my viewers, with your time being wasted either. So what I'm going to do is change the settings so that you have to be a subscriber on the channel, on the YouTube channel, to leave a comment. And I think that will preserve some of our time. And the time is the one investment. That's the one thing we don't get back. So that's why I value it, and I value your time as well. So thanks for subscribing, following, and clicking the notification bell. Let's go, NIO fam. I'll see y'all again very soon.